Hey, I just wanted to make this video talking about my OCD and my struggles. I would upload this video to a cloud because a lot of this is just for myself to kind of look back on and see where I was at and see if I ever have any problems in the future. Maybe I can look back on this and realize it's just a continuous loop and I need to put an end to it. But I was making this video just because why not see if people can relate to me because it makes me feel a little better because I kind of feel alone in this now. I'm not really a person that cares about loneliness. Like I tried to have a girlfriend one time because she really liked me, so I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And I don't really get connected to people. I know I only tried it once though, but even my family, I cannot get connected to people. It's just not. I don't know. I guess I'm like a sociopath or something. I have no idea. I don't even know what the criteria is for that, so I shouldn't really say that because I have no idea. Anyways, that's besides the point. Um, so I want to explain what the OCD thing is. So very first is right off the bat, before I even explain what my current obsession is right now, I'm going to explain these things called rituals, or we used to call them tics. So basically what it is it's kind of like, you know how people with OCD, they like, they have to like turn off the light and make sure it's turned off. It's kind of like that, but it's like something bad will happen magically if you don't. For example, it's like, say you see how the lights on right now. Back in 2021 or 2022, I was obsessed with not getting cancer, and my OCD would tell me if you turn off the light before 4 o'clock, because 4 o'clock represented pain, you'd save yourself from getting cancer. Or it got really complicated, but it's like thoughts like that pop in my head all the time. But it's mainly when I'm scared of something. Like if I'm really obsessed with something, for example, I'm obsessed with running a full lap around my home track in under 60 seconds, which I've done 3 times, but it's just not good enough for my OCD. But I do want to talk about that just for the sake of myself, so I can look back and kind of see where I'm at and maybe see that this is all a continuous loop and I need to just put it into the problem. So let me explain that story, and I'll go more into the tics and rituals, I promise. So if you're having OCD and you want to watch this and see if there's anyone out there like you, I'm making this video for you. I mean, this is just for us. We need to stick together and figure out how to conquer this because it's miserable. It's worse than I thought, and I got diagnosed at 9, but I almost feel like it's something else because I have so many weird thoughts. It's hard to explain. So let me explain the basics. So early February, I went to my home track and I was going to try to run a full lap around the track in under 60 seconds. And while I can do it way faster than 60 with competition and at practice and just in that atmosphere and in a meet, I can only assume I'd do it way faster. Now, last year I ran 58.80 in the second meet of the season, and that was my first time running a 400 since 7th grade. So I had no idea how I was going to feel, or neurologically, I wasn't used to it. And I ran 58.80, and it was after running a 4x8, and it was kind of cold, a little windy, and I felt kind of sick. So if I really ran an all out 400 with good competition, feeling good on a nice day, I can only imagine what I would get. At least sub 55 probably. But anyways, that's off topic. My bad. I'm really sorry for going off topic. So basically what happened was I got out on a cold day. There's literally snow on the track and ice. It was like early February, and I don't remember the exact day. And the rule was I had to run a full lap around my track, confirm 100% I didn't step on the white line to the left of lane 1, and I'd run it in under 60 seconds, and my foot had to start. So say like this is the start line, right? The edge of this rug. As long as my foot's behind that and not over it, it just has to be behind it on the ground planted, then that's valid. And I just had to run a full lap around the track in under 6 seconds. And I said once I do that, if anything else bothers me after that, it's OCD. Even if it's not OCD, I'm just gonna tell myself that because I've always been obsessed with my legacy, and before then it was like weird stuff with like dunking, and I don't know how to explain. I don't want to sit there and just explain all that, but it was those are the rules. That's all I said. I technically now my OCD wants me to go out there and run it with my phone in my backpack, facing me, and I have to run a full lap in under 60 seconds. It wants me to run it like that and just know in my brain that I didn't step on the line, but I know originally it did not matter if I confirmed it with video evidence. Because think about it, video evidence can glitch. Like, for example, say you're running the whole thing in lane 2, or no. Say you're running the whole thing and you end up stepping on the line, but the video shows you running in lane 2 because the video somehow glitches. But then again, you have to remember your brain can glitch. There's an insanely low chance of both of those happening, but you could be running, you know, stepping on the line, but really your brain's telling you running in lane 2. Now, if there's something like that happening with your brain, you figure that out, you probably need to see a doctor. That is not good. But anyways, I wanted to say what else was I gonna say? Um, I feel like I had something to say, but I forgot. I have a lot to talk about, anyways. So basically, you ended up running, just staring if you're watching this. Yeah, you ended up running a 60 flat. Um, I think it was like 60.7, or it might have been a 101. I don't remember. But you ran a full lap, and you were kind of upset. And then that's when he said, you eventually obsessed with it, and you're like, once I get this achievement, I'm done. Basically, what happens when I get obsessed with something, especially when I get confident about it, like in practice the other day. Oh yeah, no, that's what I was gonna talk about. So you recorded a video from 4 different angles. You had 4 different, because what happened was, after school one day, it felt kind of nice. You ran a full lap around the track. Your first 200 meters was 28 seconds, and then the last one probably about 31, because you ran a 59-second 200 meter, or 400 meter, I meant. And you were in such the heat of the moment, you probably didn't step on the line. You usually veered out into lane two, which meant you ran extra distance, but it was just really trying not to step on the line. And you ran it in under 60 seconds, and your watch even hit under 60. Your watch said you ran like a mile and a half, because your watch is really wonky for some reason right now. It's really inaccurate with distance. The time's fine, but like, you could run like 100 meters and it would probably hit a mile. Like, there's something wrong with it. That's besides the point, though. Um, anyways, but yeah, you had your phone recording it, and you posted it on Instagram. And what was that? Oh yeah, and that wasn't good enough, because at first you were really excited. At first you thought you made it, but you for some reason felt like it wasn't good enough. Eventually, you started thinking, well, I need to get a better one, because I technically didn't 100% confirm I didn't step on the line, even though I feel like I did. I didn't. So it's like, and you're gonna write it down too. All you had to do is do that, and then yeah, the second thing you have to do is write it down once you do it. And those are the 2 rules. After you do that, you're 100% done. You never have to worry about anything again, no matter what. Anyways, so you went out there again, and so what happened was, one of your sister's friends was at your house. Okay, I'll stop speaking like I'm talking to myself. I don't know. So one of my sister's friends were at my house, and there's 3 people at my house, and then my brother, so 4. That one of my sister's friends was like wanting to go kind of like have a little fun, or I think it was all of us in general. I don't think it was just her, but mainly her. I mean, I feel like she likes to go out and do things and have fun, which is how you live your life. But me personally, I like to just chill at home, but okay, that's besides the point. Um, so we all, I was telling, she wanted to go out, and she found out I was scared of germs. And the reason I'm scared of germs is because I feel like if I get sick and say like there's like stuff in my lungs and it never gets fully better, I won't be able to run the sub 60 lap ever again. And I just want to get it off my chest, right? It bothers me. But if I get sick and it gets bad enough, I'll never be able to do it. And I always think like, I feel like if I, get cut or something, or like a wild bear attacks me, it would hurt 10 times worse knowing I didn't get the sub 60 lap the way I wanted to. And it's like, I needed to prove myself this is OCD. And I think like all these really fast runners, but then again, like, they could be like robots or something. They can't do this for me. It's my achievement, it's my obsession. I have to do it. If they go out there and run a sub 60 lap, it's not going to change anything in lane two. But it still kind of bothers me, because I think like they can run all these fast times, but they've never done this before. They never ran a sub 60 lap in lane two, or in lane three even, and made sure they stayed in that lane the whole time and crushed 60. And it's almost like, think of it this way: if you can dribble a basketball fancy, you should be able to dribble it normal and basic. And it's like the running in lane two or lane three thing's basic, right? Okay, but back to what bothers me. I also would do ticks, like these things called ticks or rituals. That's what I call them. And it's I don't know if I explained them yet in this video, but it's like, one of them's like, right now, number 3 is kind of a bad number, because it represents so basically, I took a video from, this is what I was explaining the story. So they my sister's friend that found out I really am scared of germs, she's like, I told her why, and she's like, okay, let's go to the track, let's get this done, let's do this. And I was like, oh, bet. And I was excited, but I was kind of tired. It was like probably like before noon or around noon on a Sunday. I just wasn't feeling 100%. I'd almost never feel 100%. I was probably like about 60, 70% realistically. Anyways, so we went to the track. My brother's kind of hesitant at first, but he went, and they recorded me from 4 different angles. Guess what? Guess. Was it good enough? Nope. Wasn't good enough because the first 300 meters you could or the second, third, and fourth 100 meter you could easily tell you did not step on the line, didn't even come close to it. You can just tell. You can just tell. You have to kind of pay attention to it, but if you just pause the video and kind of figure it out, you can tell. Now, the first 100 meters, when you get in the middle, I want to say this right now. I'm almost 100% sure you did not step on the line. You were probably at least a good foot or two from it, and it really did not look like you stepped on the line at all. And the video kind of looks good. It definitely doesn't look like you stepped on the line. And you also just kind of naturally run away from the line. So honestly, most of your track achievements, if not all of them, from your junior year, you probably didn't step on the line. You technically didn't confirm it 100% though. But in this, anyways, you technically couldn't confirm it 100% because even in the video it looks good. You still technically can't tell 100% if you stepped on the line or not. So that's why I want to say the number 3 represents not being sure about the fourth 400 or 100 or the one of the 100 meters, because 3 represents only 300 meters, and the fourth one you're not sure about or whatever, if you stepped on the line or not. And I want to explain the rituals if I haven't already. So last summer and the summer before, I was mainly worried about cancer. And when I had that obsession or scared as phobia of it, I was like laughing at my old obsession. It's like, man, I used to worry about being remembered forever. Like, I don't care about that now. I'm just worried about cancer or whatever. And basically what I was scared of is, like, for example, you see how the light's on right now? It would be something like, oh, I have to turn the light off at 4 o'clock, or else, because 4 represents pain, and if I don't turn it off before 4, then I'll get cancer. But it's like thoughts like that 90 to nothing all the time in my head. It's like all the time just pelting my head. I think I did explain this at the beginning of the video, but it's now it's like if I don't turn off the light, cancer like kind of reminds me of the feeling of like getting sick. And if I don't turn off the light before 4, if I don't turn it off at a certain time, or do it, or stand up, or do this or that, then I'm going to get a cold, which means I'll never be able to run the sub 60 because it'll get worse, and I'll just, I don't know. It's just stuff like that. And I'm also constantly worried about getting sick. I can't touch anything. Because I don't want to get sick before I get the sub 60. Because if I get sick, then that just takes longer, and then I'm scared I'm going to get injured, or I'm going to get some kind of disease. Because I've seen people can get viruses really easily, and it's like, I don't know. Well, I feel viruses are pretty much like airborne, I'm pretty sure. Getting sick from like eating with your hands is like probably bacteria related. But anyways, so yeah, those are the rituals. That's just a basic example, but they get really bad and really complicated. Now, I don't know if I explained this either, but just so you know, if you're watching this video and you're wondering, like, if you're, because like I'm about to explain a story about how fast I am with competition. But even without competition, you're thinking like, well, if it's really so easy, why can't you just go out there and run it? Which, like, I've been trying to do, but I don't always have the track to myself. And back in February, I didn't know I wasn't really able to do it that easily. I wasn't having good days, and it's like, so in practice, I ran six 400s, and the last one was a 57 second, according to my coach who timed me. Now let me explain. It was the first 5 were pace, and you had a minute 30 rest in between. Normally my coach has me go with the sprinters, but he was like, Theron, you're gonna work out those today, because I'm a 400 800 runner kind of, and I might do the 1600 meter again. So anyways, he said, so first 2 laps, first one 1 minute and 20 seconds, minute 30 seconds rest, 1 minute 20 seconds, minute rest, 30 rest, 1 minute 10 seconds, minute 30 rest, 1 minute 20 seconds, minute 30 second rest, 1 minute 30 seconds, or 1 minute 20 seconds, and then a minute and 30 seconds rest. And then the last one is all out. And of course, I smoked everyone. And I was like, when I crossed the finish line, I could have gone way faster too. I crossed the finish line, I just kind of stuck my hands out, and I was like, yeah, I did it. I was kind of taunting the other people a little bit, because the slowest guy, the guy that got second, ran a 102 according to my coach who timed him. So, but my watch, it said 59 seconds, but that's because I stopped it really late. And also, I'll show you, I still have it. But what I also want to say is I also had kind of a cold too. Like, I was still getting off a cold. My body felt really weird. I also have bad circulation, so that might be why I feel weird a lot. And also, my parents get up a lot in the middle of the night and they're really loud. So, and I've tried to talk to them about it and they get mad at me every time I try to talk to them about it. But that's okay because to be fair, it's their house. It's my problem. They brought me into this world, they put a roof over my head and I'm probably going to have to deal with stuff like that when I move out into my own apartment. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Or if I stay in a dorm going to college. So anyways, also today I want to confirm that you can run in lane 1 and for sure make sure in your brain you didn't step on the line. Like you don't have to veer off into lane 2, just so you know that. Because you did it this morning when you ran your 103. That is trash. I don't know, because like I was really going to run like a 101, but I gave up because I knew I wasn't going to get it. And my legs were so cold and shaky and I was ready to go at first, but there were people at the field and I had to wait and it was a big mess. So, and I was really cold. So it's like, sometimes I can run good in the cold, but I was running in the last 100 meters. My legs were just, I hit 28 seconds for the first 200 meters, but I fell off. Probably about 42, 43 for the 300. I don't know what happened, but my legs weren't having it. And I physically felt like I could not move them. It was just, they felt like ice cubes. But I ran a 103 because obviously I knew I wasn't going to get it, so I just kind of jogged at the end. But let me find this sub 60 for you guys. I'll show you. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said this in this video, but I literally went in the morning and ran a 109. That is like almost my mile pace. I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning one time, and my body was I don't know. I thought I had a chance at getting it, and I was way off, way off. I don't know how the heck I managed to run an all-out attempt at 109. Like I'm just so like rangy with how I do things. Like it just differs by a lot. But anyways, let me find this. Yeah, here it is. So I stopped it late, but as you can see, if you can see that, I hope you can. It says 59.2, 0.26 miles. Now I'm surprised to actually hit 0.26 because typically my watch is stupid and off pay, or the distance is messed up. It wasn't like that until like sometime in the middle, like towards the end of last year, I think, like October of last year. 119. That's the 5th rep. Oh yeah, and here's the times on it just to show that it was 1 minute and 30 seconds rest. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. And then 3:47, and then I'll show you the time on the last one. 3:50. That is more than 1 minute and 30 seconds rest. Oh, I think it. No, wait, no. I don't know why it's okay. Still, it's. Oh, we got. Oh, this one is a 117. So 0.23. Oh, I accidentally got off of it. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Hold on, guys. Why did I say guy? I don't think anyone's watching this. I think I'm making this for myself. I don't even know why I'm just acting like I'm talking to people. But just in case you are. Yeah, there's that. Go down one more. The 120. And then the first one was a 118. And yeah, that was it. So anyways, yeah, so I just want to say you did that. Here's where the OCD thing really comes in. So basically, I don't know. It's really, really, really hard to explain. It's like a baby that has a problem but can't communicate it. It's almost like I could communicate it if I really wanted to, but it's like a lot of it I can't. So basically, you just get thoughts throughout the day that are like, how do I say this? They're like, what's one? Okay, so say like you hear about your legacy, or you think of something. So basically, here, let me just explain the biggest problem of this whole thing. If you don't get the sub 60, then basically what's going to happen is if you're in a crappy point in your life, and say you lose your leg or something, and you're really sick, and everything's just terrible. I like to look back at my legacy to comfort me and think, well, at least I did this or that while I could. And it's like, I have that kind of obsession. But if I don't get the sub 60, then it's like my legacy is invalid, and technically I haven't proved to myself that this is OCD yet because I didn't get the sub 60, and I told myself once I get the sub 60, it's done. I don't know. I honestly, I don't even know I did not do a very good job explaining everything in this video. I'm probably gonna make a better video on this channel. Explain, or it doesn't matter what the channel is really. I might do it on this channel because if someone did watch this and or some of it and is trying to relate to my problems, then I mean that would be nice. But I don't know. I'm gonna end it here. This is a weird video. I talked a lot, and I just feel like I didn't execute it very well. I didn't really plan on making this video. I was just kind of a last second thing. I was just thinking about it, but I don't know. I have I'm paranoid a lot of times. I'm like I have an uneasiness feeling about a lot of things, but my OCD just kills me. But also, I will say my OCD I think has something to do with me having a pretty good decent IQ, which is funny because when I'm on a basketball court, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do, but I have a really good. I have a my working memory is a 125 when I got it tested, and something else I kind of ironic I forgot what it was a 122. I'm sure it was like coding or something like that. And basically the working memory was like, I think there's a video on this. Yeah, there's a video on this channel. I remember posting it on this channel. It's called "What is my digit span? What's my digit span?" Um, but I did that test again after making that video, and I got to 11 digits without messing up. So that's pretty cool. But digit span is basically where they say numbers to you and you have to say it back, and then they say numbers to you, you have to say it back backwards. They say numbers to you and you have to say them back in order from least to greatest. The test I took on that app was just it would just numbers would pop up and then you just have to click what you saw. That's all that was. It didn't do it backwards or least to greatest, like where it gave you numbers and you have to put it to least to greatest. But that's what the digit span is altogether and how they usually test you in an IQ test. At least the one I took. I've taken two before, I'm pretty sure. Might have been I took three because I think I took one when I was in 6th grade with one of the counselors, I'm pretty sure. No, she wasn't a counselor. She was probably like a special education teacher or something. And it was like the person where like people with like speech impediments would go to, but I went to for my IEP or something. I don't know. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I I'm so bad at talking. I am so introverted. Like I try to be extroverted and I talk to myself all the time, but when I'm around people, I don't know, man. I kind of like to just put my headphones in and just listen to music and not really Minecraft, the Mario Kart soundtrack. But was oh yeah. So I took one in January 2021 and the lady said the same thing. And I took one also in November 2022, which is last year. And the lady, there was a retired counselor, and she said I got the highest score on the digit span out of anyone she's ever tested. She's been doing it for a long time, so that made me feel pretty good. I feel like I might have had some kind of hidden talent, but yeah, I'm almost out of time for recording, so I better just delete this, or not delete this. I better stop it and post it. Hopefully it posts. I don't know if it will. It's a big video. But yeah, I mean, if you really watched this far, I don't think you did. I'm talking to myself at this point, but I don't know. This video will still be out there floating on the cloud, and it was a really weird video, but I don't really care. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna post it.